What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ today. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the newly signed wide receiver Corey Davis from the Tennessee Titans. This is an outstanding value signing by Joe Douglas. I think he and Denzel Mims are going to form one of the scariest outside wide receiver duos that are young and up and coming in the NFL. I can't wait to break down his game tape and what I see as far as his future with the team. Let's get after it, boys. And like we do with all of our videos, we're going to take a look a little bit at the career stats of wide receiver Corey Davis. So when you look at Corey Davis, he came into the NFL as a 5th overall pick in the NFL draft. A lot of people felt like he was overdrafted in the draft that year. And so he came into the league with a lot of pressure and a lot of expectations being a top 5 pick. And it was a little bit slow going for him. And I think that this year he really showed who he is and what he's capable of when he has a good quarterback throwing to him on the outside. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So as a rookie, he had 34 receptions, 375 yards, 0 touchdowns. Reminds me a little bit of Denzel Mims' rookie year. Just a little connection there. Just thought I'd throw that out there. His second year, he really popped. 65 receptions, 891 yards, 4 touchdowns. A really solid second year. The concerning part for me, and this is where I have to be a little bit honest with you, it is a little bit concerning with Corey Davis, and I did mention it in my predictions video. I don't love the fact that he has kind of a fallback year in his 3rd year in the NFL season, in his NFL career. So 43 receptions, 600 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's concerning. I would love to see him have a little bit more consistency and a little bit more of that consistent growth, but his 4th year, he came out and he played and performed outstanding. 65 receptions, 984 yards, an average of 15 yards per reception, and 5 touchdowns. He was very productive, a great playmaker, opposite of A.J. Brown for the Tennessee Titans. I think that he and Denzel Mims are going to form one of the best outside duos that are young and really just big and fast. I mean, it really does fit the Joe Douglas mold of a wide receiver. So you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on DBs on the outside. You're going to be making teams want to keep their safeties back. And so it's a great situation where they don't necessarily have one number 1 wide receiver, but they've got 2 really solid number 2 wide receivers. And as long as if they keep Jamison Crowder on the inside at the slot, that's a great set of wide receivers. I mean, that's a mixture of veteran, young, up-and-coming receivers that can really make an impact for either Sam Darnold or a quarterback that we trade for or a quarterback that we sign in the draft. So also looking at his snap counts here, you see the numbers kind of fluctuate here. 51% as a rookie, all the way up to 88 his second year. And then he kind of leveled out here at about 72 to 67% snaps on offense. That's about right for a number 2 wide receiver. And you have to remember, he's coming from a Tennessee offense that featured Derrick Henry, especially these last 2 seasons. That number probably is going to go up with the New York Jets. I would imagine that he's on the field probably about 80 to 85% of the snaps with the New York Jets, assuming that he does stay healthy. So what does any offense need in its wide receivers? And it's a wide receiver that can win his one-on-one matchups. And we've heard Robert Saleh talk about that in his speaking about players that he wants on the team. He wants guys that can win their one-on-ones. And Corey Davis is one of those players that can definitely do that on the outside. So you see him making a ridiculously good, spectacular catch here in the end zone. One-handed. He's getting interfered with like crazy on that play. But again, showing that he can win his one-on-ones, and I think that's why he is a New York Jet. Something that we saw Denzel Mims really demonstrate last year, even though it was in limited reps, was that he can win contested catches and one-on-ones. And again, you're seeing a really good example of Corey Davis winning his one-on-one, going up, grabbing the ball out of the air, winning his matchup. Again, this is something that I love to see. And these kind of players are going to make life so much easier on our quarterback. I can't wait to watch Corey Davis next season. I do apologize. This GIF is a little bit grainy, so I do apologize for that. But what you're seeing here is ridiculous physicality from a wide receiver. He absolutely destroys this guy with a stiff arm, just completely plows him to the ground. I mean, that is absolutely absurd strength from a wide receiver. I love seeing the physicality. He brings a little bit of an attitude, kind of reminds me a little bit of a Quincy Enunwa with his physicality. Just love, love, love this. Love it. And in this final play that we're going to look at here, you're seeing Corey Davis using some nice route running to get separation from the DB, and then uses some really good moves in the open field to get free and to make some yards after the catch. We need wide receivers that can make some plays with the ball in their hands. Now, he's not as, he doesn't excel at this quite like a Curtis Samuel does, or even a Jamison Crowder as far as making people miss, but he can do this at a at least decent level for somebody who's 6'3", 200 plus pounds. You really can't ask for much more than that. This guy looks to be like a really, really good signing, and I'm going to talk about in this next segment why it's such a great signing. Now, there's a lot of reasons to like this signing, not just his age, not just his production, but the contract itself is very, very reasonable. So we're looking at a 3-year deal, and it's going to pay him about, on average, about $12 million per season. That is excellent wide receiver 2 money. It's very fair. They did not overspend for Corey Davis. You don't have to worry about that, Jets fans. They got a great deal here for a really solid wide receiver. Now, the one thing that we do need to just remind ourselves here is that he did have a little bit of a slip here in his 3rd season. So the question is can he consistently produce as a wide receiver 2 throughout this contract? I think he can. And the biggest thing that we need to kind of figure out is the quarterback play. Is Sam Darnold going to be the guy that, now that he's got some better protection with Mekhi Becton, George Fant, and I'm assuming some guard help either in the draft or in free agency, is he going to be the one that steps up and helps to deliver the ball to these receivers? Or is it going to be a Zach Wilson or a Justin Fields or a Trey Lance? We just need to make sure that we get this quarterback thing correct, because if we do, I don't see there's any issues with Corey Davis. He performed very well in a very run-heavy offense. He did very well, connected well with Ryan Tannehill. I just can't wait to see him in the fall. I think he's going to have a really good chance to be a really solid and a fan favorite New York Jet player. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about Corey Davis. I'm really, really fired up about it. I do think it was extremely important that they got a receiver to help whoever the quarterback is. And there are still there's still signings that I expect to see in the coming days. We might be signing a tight end. We might get Hunter Henry in this team. There's a chance that we sign an edge pass rusher for this defense. There's still lots of really good players out in free agency. So if you were feeling frustrated, mad early on in free agency because we missed out on players like Joe Thuney and center Corey Linsley, just remind yourself that you're not always going to get the top players in free agency. That's not how free agency works anyway. Joe Douglas very likely was offering top dollar for these players, but just keep in mind, Joe Thuney went to the Kansas City Chiefs to go play with Patrick Mahomes. It's really, really hard to recruit somebody and to really top that offer. So just keep that in mind. Joe Douglas is doing a really nice job. He's getting good value. He's finding veterans that can help fill this team, fill the holes. And again, just be so fired up because we are starting to see the plan and seeing this team get better. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching NYJ Today. Guys, this is the 2nd video that I've posted today for free agency, and they're going to keep coming. I can't wait to see who the New York Jets sign next. I actually think that they could be a pass rusher or even another wide receiver. It would not shock me if Joe Douglas stays aggressive, finds another really good veteran to bring in on this team. So please jet up the like button if you enjoyed this video. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are uploading videos fast and furious. So no gas, no brakes. Let me know what you guys think about Corey Davis in the comments. Go Jets. And I'll see you guys next time.